What'd it take you, baby? One throw?
Yep, one throw.
First. Oh, I got one too. How big's yours, Ainge?
A pretty good one.
Well, mine's a good one too. I mean a good one. Whoa. Looky here, babe. You can't looky, can you? You're looking at your own. Oh, yeah, let's just see who. I bet mine's bigger than yours. Well, mine's not much bigger. Buddy's bigger.
Well, while you're down there, you can take mine off too.
Yeah, I got all these hooks. Where's your fish? Oh, that's almost a pair of twins there. Mine's this one, though. Mine is bigger.
Mine is bigger.
That almost is a pair of twins, though, isn't it? Good, Lance. What a way to start the day.
I thought you was going to take it off.
Woo! I am going to take it off. I'm going to take mine off. What a way to start the day. I mean, we haven't made just 4 or 5 casts apiece. We have a beautiful spring day. And we're fishing jerk baits. I think they're fishing jerk baits because we got a jerk in the back of the boat. I didn't mean to say that. The devil made me do it. My beautiful wife, Chris. I wouldn't say that about her. Goodbye, baby. Well, honey, that water is so clear, isn't it? Isn't that water clear? Chris was the only woman that ever fished all the tournaments that Bass and Gal ever had. All the tournaments plus all the classics. The only one in their 21-year history. I don't know how many tournaments that is, but I guess it's around 100 straight tournaments. And she won more tournaments than anybody. She had more second place finishes, more third place finishes, more top 10 finishes, won more classics. I think she won 4 classics, 7 Bass and Gal Angler of the Year titles. She even caught the big fish of the tournament more than anyone else. So she really had a stellar career. And I just saw a big old, oh God, that's a big one. Man. That was cool right there. That wasn't the one you had chasing you a minute ago,
No,
was it?
I think it was one
one
of them. I had 2 of them.
Man, that's a good one there, honey.
All right, jump off.
Catch the fish, Chris. Oh, that's a dandy. Woo! Boy, I tell you, they're special in this clear water when you can see them roll out there like that, aren't they? You get the, we got a little hazy day. I tell you, that little cloud cover probably gonna make them bite better. Isn't that a pretty one? He is a dandy. He come charging after it, didn't he?
Came out there, missed it, and came back again.
Did that miss it too before he got it?
First time, not that same cast.
Yeah. Oh, was that one of the same ones you had?
Yeah,
Because I know you said you had 2 of them after. Oh, there's one. Boy, it sort of paused and just it started to come up to the top, honey. He come and got it. Oh, yeah. Come here, pretty girl.
Oh, mine come off.
This one barely got the end of it. See that? I mean, barely got the end of it. He's trying to get off. I tell you. Come here, pal.
Oh.
You got one?
No. I don't know what that dude took over there. I had one that came off, but that wasn't him.
Oh, he's striking something else. Something struck something else. Well, I'll tell you, the only thing about all them treble hooks are kind of hard to get off. Isn't that a pretty fish, baby?
Yes, it
He's
is.
a dandy, isn't he? Sugar booger. Woo! One of the most famous topwater baits of all time.
Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch
Is he
this.
after you? You got it? He got it. That's a pretty strike.
He just came out of nowhere.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was gorgeous. I mean, he come out of there and ate that baby up.
Not very big, but I really started fishing tournaments way before Bass and Gal even, and it was really with Jimmy's encouragement. He had fished some small tournaments back when tournaments first started. Came home and felt like I could fish as well as anybody he had fished with, so that's how I wound up getting into the game, was through his encouragement. Thoroughly enjoyed the 20-something years that I fished. Wouldn't go back for anything. Wouldn't take anything for the years that I had there. It's a lot of hard work.
Oh, there he is.
That was pretty.
Wasn't that gorgeous? I'm telling you. Can it get any better than that? Look at that fish in that clear water. He's a baby. Yeah, little baby girl. Come here, little baby girl. When you hear them talking about a clown-colored jerkbait, or clown-colored rogue, that's the color that they're talking about. Oh, you got one too?
Yep. I love this clear water.
Oh, I love it. I'm telling you, this is just absolutely like heaven.
Look at all of them with him.
Absolutely like heaven.
If I wait long enough, I'll catch a second one.
Isn't that? You probably will, sure enough. Isn't that amazing?
About 3 with him.
Good lands. And Chris is using just probably the standard rogue color right there, black and silver. If you had one color to pick out that'll work just about anywhere in America, that'd be the color. And you hear them talking about a clown, that's what they're talking about there. And I'm not totally sure why they call it a clown. You don't see too many clowns that's got a white belly, a red head, and a yellow back, but that's a clown color right there. And that's one of the great colors too, and you can use it in a lot of waters. But clear water, the clown really, really, really works well.
Well, from day one, Jimmy and I have always fished. From the very first that we met, we both realized we had a love for fishing. He thought he was a lot more advanced in fishing than I was when I met him, but he really wasn't. He wasn't really any further along in his fishing than I was. But we more or less learned together. We learned tournament fishing together because it started about the time that we started, well, about the time he got out of college.
He just kind of, he eased up on it, didn't he? He said, I know that thing's dead. I'll just catch it. Oh, man, that's a good one. I mean, that's a dandy. Oh, look at the belly on that booger. Woo! Pretty fat belly on that fish, isn't it?
That full moon.
It's a full moon time. God, look how fat the belly is on that fish. She's full of eggs, isn't it? She's gonna make us a bunch of those baby bass up there we can catch one of these days. A few years from now, she'll have lookalikes. Lookalikes, look just like her swimming around. You have to have needle nose handy fishing that jerkbait, don't you?
Another one.
I know it. That's what's so amazing to me. Look at the belly on that fish. Isn't that a gorgeous fish? Wow, that's pretty, baby. You not giving her any sugar?
No.
Whoa, God, what a fish. Oh, man, was that something. Oh, a lot of these fish are coming out of pretty deep water, you know it?
Yeah,
look at that guy. Boy, that is a dandy.
Holding out in front of the tree.
They're out here in this deeper water, and they can see that bait from like 30, 40 feet away. I mean, that's the way they're supposed to get hooked right there. Look at there. He's got that thing sideways in his mouth. Get hooked like that. But so many of them, if this water's clear, whoa! This water's clear and that sun's getting up high. Oh, look at that guy, will you? Whoa. That sun's getting high, and they can just see so well in this clear water that the fish are getting up there, and they're just looking at that bait, and they can almost read the name on the side of it. You see that name on the side of it there, and they say, huh, I don't want that at all. If I took her to a drive-in movie, I had to have her home by like 10:30 at night. And but if we went fishing, and we bass fish a lot at night, we catfished at night, we crappie fished at night. I'd shoot carp and gar at night with my bow. Chris would row the boat, and my sister would row the boat, and I'd shoot carp with my bow and arrow and using a Coleman lantern. And we could stay out all night. Her mother never cared. We could come in at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, or stay out and fish all night, and she didn't care. But if we went out on a date to the movies or something like that, I had to have her home at 10:30. Whoa, look at that one. Oh, miss. Oh, he come back and got it. Boy, I took it away from him, and he didn't like that. I mean, he didn't like that at all. Come here, pal. Woo! Come here, little man. These rogues we're fishing with today are floating rogues. On Houston's Helpful Hints today, we'll talk about the difference between floating rogues and suspended rogues, but in this situation here, floating rogues, of course, will work a lot better. You can see they're working very, very good. You know, we've got to where we're got a little hung up on suspending jerk baits, but he almost jumped, didn't he?
He thought about it.
But the floaters will still catch lots of fish. Some brush here, you can get it close enough to see, you can get right around it.
Ooh, look at that.
Big old crappie, isn't it? Oh, man, look at the size of that crappie. Good lands, Chris.
Nice.
Better get down there and thumb him. Don't just try to lift those in.
That.
That's old paper mouth right there, man, I'm telling you. Old paper mouth, you try to lift those size in, they'll fall off every time. God, what a black crappie.
Pretty.
Woo! Put that baby in the live well. Oh my goodness, look, he swallowed it, didn't he?
Wow.
Holy cow. Good lands.
Isn't he pretty?
Oh, it's gorgeous.
I've ever seen one quite so black.
Yeah, it's this time of the year.
Oops, you're going to put some.
Turn that over to the side, baby. Big crappie, isn't it?
I think it's a crappie. He thinks he's a bass.
He thinks he's a bass, huh? He does think he's a bass, but he's a crappie. Boy, that's a big one, too. Have you got a 16th ounce Roadrunner on?
Nope, that's an 8.
That's an 8th? Well, I got an 8th, too, and I hadn't had a bite. Golly, look at the size of that dude.
A color I don't fish with very often, though. I'm fishing with a
Smoke color.
glitter.
I can't believe you're not catching a bass on it every now and then. But you probably will before the day's out. Ooh! 2 more big fillets goes in the pot. I clean them, you cook them, okay, baby?
Well, I catch them. You may have to clean and cook them both.
If you don't let me catch one here pretty quick, you're going to have to catch them, fillet them, cook them, and eat them. Holy cow, I know where they are. They're on the end of your Roadrunner.
They're out here in this brush pile over here.
They're what?
In this brush pile over here.
Well, I just fished through that brush pile. I never got a bite. They pulling pretty good?
Yeah, it feels pretty good.
Are they fun?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this nonsense has got to quit. I had about all this I can stand.
I'd like to buy a smoke-colored thunder.
I already own a whole box full of them. I would have had to buy one. Just because they're on your end of the boat?
Mm-hmm.
What?
I got one.
Let's go bass fishing. I'm tired of crappie fishing. Huh? Oh, it's a big old black one too.
This is kind of fun, huh?
Huh?
This is kind of fun.
You're gonna lose it. Hope you do.
No, you don't.
Not very deep, was he?
No, he followed it up.
Did he follow it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a beautiful fish. God, the size of those things. Man, I'd like to catch some of those.
They're fun.
Golly, that looks like a fun game
They're
to play.
fun, honey.
Mercy. Oh,
Did you find
I
a
am
good one?
here now. Whoop, that's a bass. Oh, that's a giant crappie. Oh, God, I want you to look at this. I want you to look at this, Chris. Now, when I might not catch very many, but did you see the size of that?
Did it come off?
I turned it loose. Oh, my goodness. Look at the size of that crappie. That's what you call barn door size crappie. What is it, 2.5 pounds?
I have no idea.
Good lands. You know, for a little while this was kind of fun, but this is getting a little ridiculous. Anybody can catch a crappie on bass fishing. Takes skill to catch a bass.
Oops, that's a crappie there.
Well, Christine, it's a bass, I think.
Well, you said you were bass fishing.
That's what I'm doing, is bass fishing. Oh, come here, buddy. Come here, buddy.
Big old crappie.
Big crappie. I mean a nice, big, pretty crappie. Good lands. Those things are awesome. Well, they're mean too, aren't they? Those crappie are mean fish. Come here, buddy. You got one too?
No, I've got a...
Whoa.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a crappie.
that's a
I thought
pretty
it was
one.
a little bass.
That's a nice big crappie. All Chris and I are doing is just going from tree to tree to tree. And they're not big ganged up on all the trees. We're catching just like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 at the most out of every tree. But we're catching an awful lot of them. Boy, and there's some big old black beautiful crappie right there. Well, you swallowed it, didn't you, Ames?
Yes, you did.
Get it?
I will. Suppose you want me to open the line.
No, I get it. Do you need one of those?